Hey everybody, we're just about 2 weeks out from Foley and working hard on trying to get Claire's bow set up for some 3D. We've been pretty busy lately on the road shooting a lot of indoor USA archery, Vegas, 3-spot triangle, and we just had the Michigan S3DA state championship indoors this last weekend. We were planning on going to NFAA in Chicago. We were registered, we had the hotel booked. I'm not really going to go down that rabbit hole. I know a lot of people aren't happy with the location, but one of the biggest reasons that we're not going to be there is it's just so much. We were down in Owensboro, Kentucky for USA Archery 2 weekends ago. Like I said, we just had the state championship for S3DA here this last weekend. We would be in Chicago, probably need to leave, Thursday, come home Sunday, and then basically be home for, basically barely even 2 days, need to be on the road to Foley. It's not all just the location and the cost, it just became a lot. So that's why, unfortunately you won't see us at NFAA, but we'll definitely be on the road to Foley. But the reason for this video is that I wanted to show the new Mathews lift, the limb shift technology. I have Claire's has a new Title 34 here in the vise I'm going to show you in a minute. She did shoot at one local ASA indoors here, I don't know, shortly after she got the bow a couple months ago. It had the match strings on it. We're huge fans of the gas strings, me and Claire, and we want to do this bow up with some gas strings. I've had the strings now for a couple of weeks, but like I said, we've just been so busy on the road lately that I just haven't had a chance to do it. But we're 2 weeks out from Foley. Claire does plan on using this TRX 34 down there in Foley. She'll take a second bow. She hasn't decided what that will be, but we definitely want to get this on, these strings on. I wanted to kind of show you guys the limb shift system there, kind of pulling the cam off. It's really not that hard at all. I was a little scared at first, to tear this thing apart. I've done one side, went really well. So I thought, I would show you guys how to take the cam off the limb shift. So let's get to it here. I'm going to go ahead and switch the cam. So we'll go ahead and tilt this camera down a little bit, and you can see I got Claire's Title 36 hanging there. We're inside. It's cold in Michigan. We moved the bow press inside to Casey's hair salon here that we have at our house. Yes, we have a licensed hair salon here at our house, and we have the bow press in the hair salon today. It's pretty cold out in the barn, so we'll be working in here today. But we have the Title 34 in the vise. You can see back there that I have already put the yoke on one cam and pulled it out. And I'm going to go ahead and do this other right now while we're watching here on video for you guys. So essentially, just like the old TRXs, on each side you need a 3/16 Allen wrench here, and I've already removed it. But essentially on this side here, this is the side that we're going to push the axle through. Just sits in there just like the old TRXs did. Unscrew that, pop this cap off. Then we come over here to the limb shift side. And this is super easy. Like I said, I was a little intimidated, just a little worried. Go ahead and unscrew this cap. This is the limb shift side. Again, that's the 3/16 wrench. That to come out. And it's a little bit different depending on, this is the limb shift side. That's the cap side. Can't really mess those up. This one won't go in that side. And then you just need to go ahead and get yourself a, what is it, a 3/6, or I'm sorry, this was a 3/16. This was 5/64, sorry. that was 5/64. I was looking at the wrench upside down. The 3/16 inch is the, is it 3/16? Oh no, it's 5/32. 5/32 here. I kind of pay attention to how many turns I took out of this. So I kind of want to put it back in because we did have a Hamsky rest on. We had the center shot set 13/16 inch when it came out of the box with the match strings on it. And I believe we had a slight right tear, so we did tweak both cams slightly for a little shift to fix that right tear. I want to get those close, you know, so I want to kind of pay attention to how many turns that I take out of this so I can kind of put it back in there. Another thing you could do is there is a little window with an indicator. You could kind of make reference of that, so you kind of get it close back. You know, I guess if you didn't do that, you could kind of put them in centered and kind of go from there. It might take a little longer to paper tune, but I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'll count how many I turn this out here. And it just comes out like butter. I think these last couple turns, yeah, it's the threads are out. So when you're counting, the threads will keep spinning in there. But I think I was like 9 turns is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to take another Allen wrench here and go ahead and push this axle out. Go ahead and grab this cam so it doesn't fall. But, you know, it's real similar to the old Mathews axle other than this threaded part here. Just go ahead and set that for safekeeping. I'll go ahead and take this yoke cable off here, each side. Kind of clip this up. I'm going to paper clip these all up so we don't lose any turns on these in case we ever need to use them again as a backup set, or you know, I have another friend or something that needs a set of strings someday, I can go ahead and reuse these. They only had one shoot on them, so I have my yoke cable here, and I'll go ahead and want to make sure these don't get untwisted. You want to keep them from untwisting there. Gas did a video, Aaron Adams did a video from Gas, and you know, people put gas strings on bows, the Mathews bows, and they get calls and they said, you know, hey, it's a 70-pound bow, and you know, I'm only pulling 68. And what happens is that during the install process or even part of shipping, that even with the paper clips, these yokes can come loose and you'll lose some turns and you'll lose some poundage. So the solution to that is, in Gas's video, they actually add a turn on these. I'm not going to do that. This is a 50-pound bow. I'd really like it to end up 50 pounds. If we are, you know, if we're below 50 pounds, then, you know, I may pop this back apart and add a twist to this, but I'm not. I got these. I was very careful not to twist that. So I'll go ahead and put the cam back in there, and it does appear that there is a top hat over here. It looks like a top hat. Yeah, it looks like it would come out. There is a top hat on the non-limb shift side. This side here, yeah, I guess it looks like there is some kind of bushing in there that looks a lot like the top hats that were in the TRX. I'm gonna go ahead and carefully, without this getting twisted up, put your axle back in, run your limb shift in there. Go ahead and grab your Allen wrench. I'm going to push on it a little bit, get her going. There she goes. I was something like 9 turns. It was like, I was playing with it before the video, and it was like 2 turns from being all the way in. So that's like all the way in. So 1, we'll kind of start there with that. That should be about that. Took me about 8-9 turns to get out. It ought to be close. But yeah, go ahead and put that in. I'm going to leave this point. I could go ahead and put this back in on this side here because to do the limb shift, you don't need to take this piece out. I'll leave this out until this side on the limb shift. I'll leave this piece out till after all the strings are installed on the bow. And, I'm doing my paper tuning because that's where I'll shift the limbs left or right based on the paper tear. Like I said, I'm hoping that I got everything as close, as I had it set up before with the match strings. But, again, thanks for watching. I'd like to start doing more little content about things that I do to set up some of our bows. But this is just one of the things I wanted to talk about and tell people not to be intimidated. It's pretty simple. And, this Mathews limb shift is just a game changer because, with paper tuning and stuff, before, you're tearing and pull the cams out and put new, go ahead and change the top hats. No, it's not quite right. Press it, change them again, and, you could do that 2-3 times before you get the tear you want, because you definitely want to keep this rest, center your arrow, run it through the burger hole and arrows, from the riser 13/16 of an inch. You just don't want to go out a lot of that true center, but this limb shift is definitely a game changer. But appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I'd like to post more content. If you guys have comments, go ahead. I'm going to post this on Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead and comment, if you do something different or, hey, questions why I did something, I'm open to learning and I hope to maybe educate and teach a few people along the way. But thank you very much for watching. Bye.